morning, very quickly, about cost versus value and how that translates from real life onto a refurbishment project. So I've just been to a petrol station there. Typical, they've got the offer on the counter of some reduced price crisps from £1.50 down to 25 pence. Now, a person that is focused on cost is probably going to pick those crisps up and put up with the fact that they're a little bit soft, they're close to sell-by date, and eat them and be on their way, happy with the bargain that they've got. Now, when we're looking at cost versus value, that person that's done that, the focused, solely focused upon cost, a person that's going to walk away from the deal and buy the crisps off the shelf and pay the £1.50, more focused on quality value. So likewise, if you're going to go buy a new car and you go to one of these all under one roof car garage places, like a car supermarket type of place, they sell all the different brands. You aren't going to go in there with a pot of money in order to buy a Ford Fiesta, say, and then expect to walk out with a Merc or a Beamer or even a Lamborghini or something like that, because you're focused on cost, and that's your budget, that's your cost to go and buy that car. So likening this to a refurb, if you're running that refurbishment on a really tight budget and cost is the number one driving factor before anything else, you're running that project on the skin of a fart. You don't want to be going to the likes of main contractors that are VAT registered, where everything's done under one roof, because you aren't going to hit that cost target by using someone like that, unless obviously there's a lot of fat in the deal. But if there is a lot of fat in the deal, then is cost actually your number one focus? There's nothing wrong with going to Dave out the newspaper or Dave from down the pub and paying 12 or 1300 quid to get a full 3-bed house fully plastered out. There's nothing wrong in that if cost is your driving factor. If value is your driving factor, then I would seriously consider against doing that. So I'm not saying that Dave's going to do a shit job. What I'm saying is that if you're dealing with that level of value, then this guy that's going to come and whop out the house for, let's say, 1500 quid, that has polarity. So with that, you've got to be considering things like who's going to be arranging his access, his materials, protection, isolation of services if necessary, any variation instructions that's going to come around, the safety arrangements, all of those things that come as a given when you engage with a main contractor type builder. You're going to have to organise yourself, welfare arrangements, waste arrangements. Is he going to leave bags of his wash in the driveway? Is he shitting in the garden? Those two things are the streets apart. So whilst you might be paying the main contractor, close on £3,000 to fully skim out a house, plus VAT, of course, that comes with a certain level of value. So all of those other things that you're going to need to consider when using Dave, or they're all going to be taken care of. So it's about weighing up one against the other. So there's no right or wrong with which approach there is, and the right decision is going to be based on how much value you want from the service that you're requesting. So if you're wanting the old singing, old dancing, a total hands-off approach, let's say that you're based in London and you're refurbishing a property in Glasgow, say, it does happen, you want that one-stop shop approach. It's going to cost you more money. Absolutely, it's going to cost you more money than trying to organise it yourself. The polarity of that is you get all of your time back, and you can step back and hand over the keys, give me the keys back when it's done. These are the systems that this company's got in place to manage anything, and this is the process that we're going to follow. So it's just about measuring one against the other. And like I said, there's no right or wrong to which approach that you do. Now, what I will say is, before you engage with either or service, you need to understand, you need to fully appreciate and understand what comes with what. So don't engage with a main contractor that's going to provide you a project management service and all of those nice things with bells and whistles on, and then try and micromanage the guys on site, because it doesn't work. Does not work. You're going to be butting heads with your builder all the time. You're stepping out of the value that you've purchased and operating like the cost purchase would have been had you gone with Dave. Conversely, don't get in your own cheap trades that are working for cash that you've met in the pub or got out of the paper and then expect the bells and whistles service. It doesn't work that way. It's one or t'other. Hope you got something from that, and do consider which one you're going to use before you start. All about the planning of the project, all in the process, all part of one of the models, which I'll do a more detailed sort of brief on. This just came to mind as I just seen them crisp on the counter. Yeah, once again, hope you got something from that.